Guys, we got massive news from the Fed telling us what to expect moving forward. Also, we do have massive updates from Nvidia telling us what to expect moving forward. Guys, today I am going to talk about everything you need to know if you are at all involved in the crypto space. We had a massive launch yesterday, so I'm of course gonna talk you through what happened with Forgotten Playlands. I am going to talk about what I see happening for Bitcoin and altcoins moving forward next, guys. So make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end of this video. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So what can we see on the daily time frame, guys? For Bitcoin, we are still consolidating within this tight little range on the daily time frame. And on the closing basis, it is between 51,550 and 52,200. But if you look at the price action here, you can see that within these daily candles, we do have massive volatility. So the last few days have actually been very volatile. We went first all the way up from 51,000 to 53,000 and then straight down to 50,700, up again to 52,500, and then yesterday down to 50,600. So there's big volatility in the crypto markets right now, and the altcoins have been suffering here a bit recently. Yes, we do have a few of them having massive pumps, but all in all, the altcoins are down in general between 5 to 10%. So yeah, altcoins are seeing a little bit of a pullback here, which is not too bad actually. It gives you an opportunity to fill up your bags if you've been looking to get into altcoins and if you've been looking to increase your altcoin exposure. So with that said, let's look at Ethereum first. And Ethereum, as you can see, is still consolidating right here. But the big one is traditional markets, because we had been having a big downtrend here recently. But yesterday, we did see a massive pump for the traditional markets. Why? Because of the stuff that the Fed was saying. Before we talk about the Fed, in fact, I just want to show you that massive liquidations happened yesterday with the volatility. So over $200 million was liquidated, with 150 of that being long positions. So this means that what we talked about yesterday, as you remember, maybe Bitcoin is due for a little bit of a pullback because the market is over leveraged. Well, that is exactly what you saw. You saw a pullback and you saw some of the leverage being flushed out, which is healthy. You do not want the market to be too leveraged. So that is good to see. Now let's see what the Fed had to say about Bitcoin, no, not Bitcoin, of course, but about the markets and about inflation and everything else. So the Fed meetings minutes was broadcasted yesterday, and they said officials highlighted uncertainty around how long restrictive policy stance would be needed. So they cannot give a proper answer for how much longer the rates are going to be at these levels. Also, if we continue here, most Fed policymakers know that risks of easing too quickly emphasized importance of incoming data in judging if inflation is moving sustainably to 2%. So again, they continue to look at the data. Nothing really groundbreaking came out of this yesterday, but one thing that was groundbreaking was Nvidia reporting earnings. So the S&P 500 futures have actually pumped 1.5% after the reaction to Nvidia's earnings. So the S&P 500 actually added $600 billion of value into the S&P 500 yesterday. S&P 500, of course, is this chart we're watching right here always. And out of those 600 billion, 220 billion was from Nvidia itself, because Nvidia is so huge. This is why I told you that depending on the reports from Nvidia, you are going to see a massive reaction in the traditional markets, in the S&P 500s. In other words, more than 1/3 of the S&P 500's value added since yesterday came from Nvidia. So why did it pump? Because they reported really, really good earnings. They are making so much money, and the market already had high expectations from the earnings, but they surpassed it even bigger. So this is good. And this means traditional markets are pumping, as you can see right here. And that means that it gives us also a good environment for Bitcoin and crypto to continue pumping. So that is absolutely fantastic. All in all, I'm still very bullish, as you know, guys. So let's keep our eyes on that. In terms of retail interest, and this is a interesting chart, because if we were at the peak of the market, let's say we topped out at $53,000, well, that is very different from what you typically see in peak bull markets, because retail investors have not really been coming back. So as you can see here, in the peak of 2021, you had a lot of trading volume from retail investors. Also the peak prior to that, of course, in early 2021, a lot of retail investors here. But right now, yes, you're seeing retail increase a little bit, but it's nowhere close to the amount of volumes you saw here when it peaked. So this is a good indication as well that when retail really does come back and starts trading crazily, like you saw right here during the two peaks previously, this is $64,000, this is $69,000. I can just see this on the back of my head. So we still are not at those levels, guys. So we are just at levels we saw basically in 2000. You saw this in the peak of 2018. But of course, 2018, very different from where we are at right now in terms of volumes and overall interest and such. So that is definitely something to pay attention to as well. This also strengthens my thesis that I do not think that we have topped out for Bitcoin. I just don't. Now, let's take a look at our altcoins, and you can see that there's been an altcoin added, Forgotten Playlands, which I've been talking about for weeks, launched yesterday, and wow, how it launched. For everyone that have been watching my videos and you managed to get into the IDO on Ape Terminal, you were sitting at 20x when this launched yesterday, because this actually did hit 10 cents, which was, it was actually more than 20x. So at 8 cents, this is at 20x from the purchase price. And it also got listed on Uniswap. So it's only trading on Uniswap right now. You can see it right here. So it got listed and it flew straight through the roof. So as you know, guys, I did say that if this was trading at like 2x or 3x from the public price, I would load up my bags. But if it did like 10x and this actually did like 15, 20x, I would wait for a dip. And you can see that the price since then has been going sideways here. So and this is just the start, guys. If you look at the market cap, $40 million in market cap. And just for this to compare to many other games like Pixels, which is a game that also is hyped right now, but this is like at $400 million in market cap. So this can easily do another 10x just to get to the same level as Pixel. So this continues to be a massive play for me. As you know, this is one of the coins that I am most bullish on in the cycle, together with Beam. So this all ties into the flywheel, and I do think the Beam ecosystem and Forgotten Playlands is going to do really, really well moving forward as well. So for now, guys, I'm waiting. If I see a dip here, if this dips, I am going to accumulate more. If not, then I'm just going to I'm just gonna let this go with the bags that I have. But I do think that this is gonna do really, really well, guys. And in my opinion, this has just gotten started. But yes, I will accumulate on every dip. If we see dips in this coin, I will accumulate more. Now, one thing I thought was going to happen yesterday is that because this had a very successful launch, I thought that Beam would pump as well. And I mean, it did pump a little bit right here. So it pumped up to 3.4 cents again, which is very close to the all-time high here. But yeah, I thought that this would pump a little bit more, but I think it's just a matter of time as well here for Beam to pump even more here. So Beam, Forgotten Playlands, they are going to do really well this cycle, in my opinion. Now, altcoins in general, honestly, it was not a good time to launch Forgotten Playlands yesterday because altcoin had been having a very rough time. So altcoins had been going down for the last few days, as you know. But once you see a big altcoin bounce, again, I do think that these two and many of these ones that I'm watching here are gonna do really, really well. So let's keep our eyes on that. I will continue to update you as always. So guys, that is what I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.